Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I live in the small town of Warner, New Hampshire, and I like to make cards. I like to send cards. I like to share cards with other people, and I really, really like to help people make cards. I like to teach card making. So tonight I'm jumping on to show you a new product, one that's really easy to use, really fun. You can use it with a lot of your current supplies. Please say hello if you're watching this on replay, and please comment. I love to hear what you have to say. Hi, Deb. So let me switch my camera over and we will get started. So I want to show you the Irresistible Designs Specialty paper. And this paper is on page 116 in our annual catalog. And it's right here. And it looks like 3 pieces of white paper. And you can see a little bit of a design on the papers. Hi, Sharon. I think you're going to see even less of a design on the papers when I try to show you here. Well, no, there you go. So it's a white on white design. And the shiny stuff Stampin' Up! Calls a UV coating. So that was kind of a plaid. This one is flowers. And then this one has leaves. And about, I don't know, I want to say about 10 years ago, Stampin' Up! Had a paper kind of like this, and I loved it. I have such fond memories of using that to make cards that I was very excited when this was in the annual catalog and was available. So you might say, well, what do I do with this paper? Well, that coating is, you can feel it. It's kind of like embossing. It resists the ink. So you can color it in a couple of different ways, and you'll see it's just really fun. So you might want to have a cloth or a paper towel on hand because we're going to wipe the ink off of the UV coating part because that's going to be extra. And we'll just show you what I like. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to make this into a card. So I want to use soft seafoam. Hi, Melanie. And I'm going to use my brayer. I haven't had my brayer out in a while. So the brayer has these handy dandy little pokey things that help it to sit up and not have the ink be on your paper when it's sitting. But when you're going to use it, you want to have those up so you don't dig them into your ink pad. Hi, Lorraine. Thanks for joining. So I'm inking up this roller, this brayer, going in the same direction. I'm not going back and forth. I'm just going forward and I'm inking it and letting it spin. And I have a piece of scrap paper down. And now, excuse me, let me get a sip of water. Now I'm going to ink it onto my paper. And it's going to be a little blotchy at first, but that's okay. I'm going to turn this around. Something on there. I perhaps should have re-inked this, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to get this covered. Yes, Lorraine, you should get your brayer out. It's a lot of fun to do brayering techniques. You can add ink like this to your embossing folders with a brayer. Okay, so there we go. I have a nice cover of soft sea foam, and then I'm going to wipe it off, and you can see it's coming off of the white parts. And so you get this really nice kind of plaid look. And now I meant to go wet my chamois a little more. I'm looking to see if I have a spritzer with some water. I do, so I'm going to spritz my chamois, get her a little bit wetter. I also spritzed my arm. Hi, Mary. And now I'm just going to clean my brayer off on my chamois. And it's pretty clean. And I can set it aside. So that's one way of inking up this paper. Hi, Debbie. Another way is with your blending brush. So this is a stained but clean blending brush. That's hard for me to say, maybe easy for you to say. So I'm using some good pressure here on my ink pad and ink up my brush. And I'm gonna ink it on this paper. I don't know, this might be a little bit too dry. I'm going to grab my re-inker. Maybe if I just put a drop or two on there and work it in a little bit, it'll be okay. I sometimes use a old credit card or old gift card. I'm going to use one of my business cards here to try to work that in a little bit, push it down, because I don't want to get big globs of color, but I need a little bit more. Let's see how this works. Wow, that is coming out so light on here. Oh, I'm starting to see it a little bit now. Can you see some of that? I'm really giving it some elbow grease, trying to get some ink on here. There we go. I'm going to have you guys help me decide which one of these to use on the card. So the card will have something in the middle. So let me just make sure I get around the edges a little bit. There we go. That's coming out a little bit darker. It's light on the camera. I will lift it up and show it to you in just a minute. Can you see? There is ink on that. Wow. It is not as light as it looks on camera. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to get on there right now. Yes, it does look very dark on the one that I brayered. There's quite a difference between the two of those. Let me get the white paper out of here. So this is going to be part of a baby card. So we could have a background like that. Bring my light a little bit closer here. I don't know if that's any better. Or we could have the background like this. And that one is lighter. And we're going to put a ribbon around it. And I want the ribbon to have a little bit of ink on it too. And so I'm going to use my brayer, not my brayer, my sponge dauber to put a little ink on the edge of the ribbon. Just a little bit down the edge. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but just to have it blend in a little bit. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I have a piece of the Storybook Friends paper that I die cut with one of these meant to be hexagon dies, and then I die cut a mat for it. And I want to put that on here. And I had a sentiment cut out. Oh, here we go. A sentiment and maybe a ribbon. So let's see if we like it with the light color background or the darker. Did I rub this one clean? Let's make sure that I did. There we go. And here it is a little bit darker. So this is the brayered background. I'm sorry, my cat is being so noisy, but he's letting me know that he thinks it's time to eat. So do you like it better with the dark background? Or, yep, it is a baby card, the lighter background. I like the mama bunny pushing the baby bunny in the wagon, and it says, "Welcome, little one." Hi, Julie. So what do you think? Lighter or darker? Deb says she likes the light. And I'm gonna cut a piece of ribbon. I think we'll tie it on the back and then tie a bow. So you can see the difference in the color. I think if I put the two side by side, I'm going to add just a little more color to this one also. Does anyone else have a preference? Lorraine likes the lighter one too. I was thinking lighter myself for this card because it's a baby card. So let's put the ribbon around this first. And I'm just going to tape this to the back with some tear and tape. Melanie likes the lighter one too. You feel like the darker one would be more for a baby boy. It is a baby girl that was born. I'm having trouble finding the start to my tear and tape. Okay. All right, here. Whoops. Oh my goodness. I cannot get that piece of tear and tape to come up. There we go. Thank goodness for the take your pick tool. What did we do before the days of the take your pick tool? Okay. So let's see how straight I have that. I think I want it a little bit lower. That's why I put those pieces of tear and tape along a little bit of length there so I can move it up and down. And then I'll just trim these off. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this down. I think this ribbon's pretty thin. It won't be too bulky back there. Let's get that even. All right, and we will glue these together. Did everybody have a beautiful day today? It was gorgeous here. I think it got up to about 80. I went for a walk with my friend Robin today, a little hike. It was great fun. This is not on straight. Yay for liquid glue and wiggle room. The cool thing about these dies that I wanted to show you is that they cut in two pieces. So this die cut out the center piece that I have right here, and it cut out this extra frame that goes like this. And so you could have an even smaller border if you wanted by putting this piece back on. But I kind of like the bigger border, so I'm going to go like that. I think we'll pop that up, but let's see where we want to put the ribbon. Oh, I can't get it to go under there. There we go. So I'm going to tie the ribbon around it. I'm not going to do that first knot because it will make it too bulky. I'm just going to do the loops. And try to bring that a little lower. And just I can't get that to come anymore. A dainty little bow. Okay. I think that will be good. We'll cut these off. Okay, and we'll pop this up here. And then we'll put, oh, I also cut this welcome little one. I don't know, does that white look too stark on that? Do you like it in the white or do you like it in the basic beige? I was actually thinking the white was too stark and that the basic beige would look better. You let me know what you think. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, but not on the very bottom because that's where the ribbon will be, and it has to span the ribbon. I keep messing that up. Okay, that's the bottom. We had this discussion on Saturday at an event. Are you a person that uses a few dimensionals or do you use a lot of dimensionals? Oh, that's a unanimous basic beige. Yep, I would agree. Okay. So we're going to put that right there. Am I straight? I think so. And then we'll put a couple of mini dimensionals. I think I have a couple more things to show you with this Irresistible Designs paper. So stick around so I can show you a couple more little things. And we're going to put that right there. And I think I'll have to use my little scrap trick to get a little glue right under there. I put my glue on my scrap. Oh, I could have sponged a little soft seafoam on the white. Yes, Lorraine, that would have softened it up a little bit. There we go. Maybe a little surgery under here with I should have put a dimensional under there. There we go. Now we're not, one more. Yeah, I am definitely a lots of dimensional person. Lorraine says you can never have too many dimensionals. I think I like that idea. We don't want things to sag. Okay, so now we need a little bling. All right, I had some bling out here, guys. I had two different pearls. And I must have moved them. Here they are, under the catalog. So I have these antique pearls that my plastic looks like it's a mess because I've been coloring them different colors. Or I have the white pearls, but I'm thinking it's going to be the antique pearls again. Thank you, Melanie. I'm glad you think it's adorable. So I'm going to start with a little one down here, and then I'm going to go with a medium one over here, and I think I'll do a big one over here. So that's the welcome little one. And I'm going to put a piece of basic beige on the inside. And I want a congratulations, so I'm going to use this congratulations from the sailboat set, the Sunrise Sailing set. So let's put that on in basic beige. So this stamp seems to curl on me a little bit or go a little crooked. So if I let it flop down, kind of straightens itself out, and then I pick it up. I'm going to use a little pecan pie. That's what I used on the other sentiment, and that's what our card base is. So congratulations. All right. Well, that will go right there. So that's my baby card. I can't wait to send that out. I think that will be just the cutest little card. Yeah. So here's another card I made with, this is the floral paper, and I brayered on Highland Heather. And then the Just a Note, and this little flower is from the Notes and Totes bundle. Oh, look, Lorraine, this one matches my shirt. Can you see that up there? Yeah, matches my shirt. Then I thought, I wonder if I could stamp a sentiment on this and what the sentiment would look like. And it looks pretty cool the way the letters get the, get some white in there. But when I went to wipe the ink off, it smudged across everything. So I used Memento. You might have to use a StazOn ink to do that. And then the first thing I tried with this paper, because we did not have blends 10 years ago when I was using it, I think you have created a trend, Lorraine, to coordinate with your cards. I tried coloring the flowers with Daffodil Delight blend and around the flowers with Calypso Coral. And it really doesn't show off the design very well. You can see it a little bit, but I don't know. This is Calypso Coral here in the middle with a blending brush. You can see that one got pretty dark. And then this was Calypso Coral with the brayer. So I just wanted to try those three things. So it's really a fun specialty paper. You get 2 sheets of each of those 3 designs, and it's $10 for the pack. So it's a pretty good deal. And I mean, look how quick and easy it would be to make that card, and you can make it in whatever your favorite color is. And you could even use a dauber to color different flowers, different colors. The possibilities are endless. So I hope you'll consider that. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live in the United States, I'd love to be yours and help you make great cards. And I'm going to switch this over. You're welcome, Sharon. Yeah, the sentiment, it does have kind of a spooky Halloweeny look. You're right. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching, and I will be back either Saturday or Sunday. Sunday's kind of a busy day for me this weekend, so it might be Saturday, but I'll let you know ahead of time. All right, keep making cards and keep sending your cards. Share your superpower of spreading joy and kindness and send some cards to people. All right, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Bye-bye.